Hey, glad you came back. Hey, today is video 1 of 2. Yes, right? I was requested, well, a request was made by one of my subscribers, awesome supporter. You should check her out. Angela East TV, Picky Palettes. Yeah, she wanted me to make some tabbouleh, right? So I'm doing all the research, checking it out. I've been taste testing over a few days, and I nailed it. Okay, and I simplified the recipe so that anybody can make it, right? So if you're ever in the mood to have that, hopefully I covered this all for you and it'll be good to go. Now, after sending some messages to her, I found out that she likes a lot of tomatoes, a lot of cucumbers in it. So guess what? It's optional, but it's in there. Okay? Not all tabboulehs are made the same, right? I'm using cracked wheat, the boga. That's traditional. Some people use quinoa, right? Some people use couscous. It's up to you, but I'm doing it the traditional way. I'm all salivating because I can't wait to get back in this because I've been tasting it to get it right, and it's delicious. Okay, but this is what we got. I know you saw a thumbnail, but look at this. Is that nice? Oh yeah, pita bread and all. I'm gonna try some right now, again, with some pita bread. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I hope you enjoyed this. Angela East TV, Picky Palettes. Hope you like this. I know it took some time, but there's a process. I have to do research. I have to taste it, tweak it, because I know if I like it, you're gonna like it. And if you try this and like it, everybody's gonna like it. And that's the point. Watch how I do this.
Hey, this is Shrashira. That's the best elevator music I ever heard.
All right, so now one of the main things we're going to be using now in this dish, we're going to be using boga. Okay, I know it's pronounced it's pronounced boga, but it's actually spelled Bulger, right? But when you're looking into Middle Eastern dialects, you can throw the English format just right out the window. Okay, I'm using the #1 size. It's a fine size. This is what it is. Now, if you can't get your hands on this, this is cracked wheat, right? Cracked wheat, boga #1 cracked wheat. It's a parboiled or par-cooked, as it were, grain. Okay, you can use quinoa if you want. You can even use couscous for this if you have to, right? But I want to go more of just a easy, standard, traditional way. And now in this recipe, we're going to be using about 1/3 of a cup of this, right? And we're going to soak it in some boiling water for a half an hour. Now, as that is soaking, we're going to start working on our vegetables. So let me get that set up and I'll show you what's next. Now, when we add the boiling water to this, and we have the 1/3 of a cup, okay, we're just going to pretty much fill this all the way up for the most part, right? Because we're going to be straining it after 30 minutes, okay? So let me add this water and we'll keep it moving. All right, add this hot water to it. Boiling water. Here we go. And we're gonna let this sit for 30 minutes. So I'm gonna move it off to the side so we can work on the vegetables. All right, so now for the vegetables, like I said, this is real easy. So We have some mint here. We have a few sprigs of mint. We probably got about 6 sprigs of mint, fresh mint. Okay, you want to use fresh mint. We have 2 scallions, 2 green onions, or spring onions, however you want to say it. We have 2 Roma tomatoes. We have 2 Persian cucumbers. Okay, if you can't find Persian cucumbers, right, you can go with the hothouse cucumbers, which are English cucumbers. They're going to be in the plastic. And if you can't find these, you can go with the standard American cucumbers. You just want to take a lot of the seeds out of those because you don't want all that moisture. And that's the key. You don't want you don't want to add a bunch of moisture to this. And then we have here parsley. We have about 2.5 bunches of parsley here. Okay, this is actually the main base of this salad is parsley. So if you're a big fan of parsley, you're gonna like it. Now we're gonna prep these, and then we're gonna show you the full lineup of the ingredients. Okay, the first thing we want to do is we're going to cut up the green onions. Now I need a sharp knife, so I'm using my sushi knife, right? This guy doesn't play around, so I want to get this cut up in some thin slices, just regular small slices. It doesn't have to be diagonal or nothing like that. You know, just cut it through. So as you can see, this knife doesn't play around. And this knife is so sharp, you have to take my time with it because this will mess you up. Now you could cut these up as thin or as thick as you want, but I want my green onions to be thin, right? Let's get these in here. And of course these vegetables, they have been washed. I know somebody's going to ask that question. No, they've been washed. Okay, now we're going to go to our mint. Now the mint, you want to just pull them off the leaves, off the stem. You don't want the stem, not on the mint. No, it is too thick. You don't want that. You're going to have a bad day trying to eat that. So let's pluck these off. And the mint is to taste, because mint can be pretty strong, you know? So you want to, be careful with that unless you really like the strength of mint. I mean, yes, it's good. It has that spearmint flavor, but man, you have to watch out. All right. Now get these all bunched together. And just want to cut them through. Yep, there we go. Okay, so let me clean this up a bit, and then I'll be back. Okay, now we're going to work on our cucumbers. Cut the ends off. I always do that. First thing I do is chop the ends off. Cut it in half and then look at it, right? See how much moisture is in there. If it's too much moisture, you can cut the seeds out. But I think this is fine, so I'm just going to dice this up. You can dice this up as big or as small as you like. It's completely up to you. And me personally, I like my cucumbers not to be diced up too small because I want to taste them. I mean, I want to see them while I'm eating them, you know? Oh, it smells amazing, these cucumbers. You know what? Actually, I think I'm just going to cut one up. That's plenty. That works. Now, our tomatoes, I will be removing the seeds of the tomatoes, okay? Because I don't want all the juice from the tomatoes. You can grab a spoon. Grab a tablespoon, and you can just dig right in there. And just take the seeds right out of there. Can you see that? See? Just get it right out of there. We don't want that. Let me give this just a little help here. Just dig it right out. And I also don't want this top piece here, where it connects to the vine. Take that off of there too. All right, and what I want to do is take a paper towel and just kind of blot the inside of the tomatoes. Take that excess liquid out of it. But I don't want it. I mean, it's going to leach out some liquid later, but I don't want the excess. So now what we're going to do, just going to cut these guys up. Some thin slices here. That's why you need a very sharp knife. Got some little tomato slices. You know, this also helps if you're giving this to someone who's not a big fan of tomatoes. Right? Make it small for them. I mainly do it so they can't pick it out, but I mean, that's just me. Now we're going to do the parsley. Now for the parsley, these big stems, you don't want that, okay? The little stems are fine. The big ones, no. I mean, you could even go as far as to just pluck the parsley off of the stems. You know, do it, you know, roughly. It's not a exact science per se, but just take them off of there. All right, real quick, go through them. And it's going to take you a while. But just go through. If you have some frustrations, this is the perfect thing for you to do while you got some stuff on your mind. But you want to go through the couple bunches. Now, if you want more of the smallest stems in there, you know, by all means, add more of the stems. I mean, you know. But you definitely don't want the real, you know, the thick stems. You don't want these thicker pieces. You don't want that. Nobody wants to be eating that. Well, I guess some people might, suppose. I don't. How about that? But the thinner ones are fine. And keep in mind, we're doing all this while the bulgur is soaking. Okay, now we'll first give it a little rough chop to our parsley. Let's give it a rough chop. Now, it's up to you as to how fine you want this to be. I wouldn't recommend taking it too fine because this is the texture of your dish. Right? And as you go through, if you see something you don't like, get it up out of there. This is the texture, the main texture of your salad. Let's give it a couple rough chops. Now, some people will put this in a food processor and regret it because now you've made a paste out of something that should not be a paste. Take the time, do it by hand, give it a rough chop about 4 times or so, maybe 5 if you're not happy with it. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do to it. There's little pieces, there's big pieces, doesn't matter. So now we're going to put this into a bowl. Add it to the bowl. Get a paper towel here. Just brush it right into the bowl. Oh, these tiles drive me up the wall. Can't wait till I replace these. Okay, now 30 minutes are up. So our boga, we're going to strain it now. So it's absorbed the hot liquid. Now, could you hype it up or heighten it by using broth? You could, but I'm just using water. Now having said that, let me tell you this. Now, a lot of people, what they do is they would take a 1/4 cup of whether it be lemon juice or lime juice. They'll pour it into the boga, right? And let it sit in the refrigerator overnight. And during that time, it would absorb the citrus juice, the acid, the lemon juice or lime juice. Now, the problem I have with that is when you do it like that, you cannot control how tangy your salad is going to be. So I like to do it best outside during the mixing process, okay? So you can mix some, add a little bit, taste it, see if it's where you want it to be. If not, add more. So that way it's not too overpowering, because this salad, it is a very tangy, strong salad, okay? It's an acquired taste, if you will. If you like sour with a little hint of sweetness, this is going to do it for you. But it works. Now we're going to let the boga cool down, and then we'll be back. Now, while it's cooling down, I'm going to go ahead and just throw some pita bread in the oven, because we're going to need that in as well. All right, so here's the lineup. That's what we got. So we have our Italian parsley that we've chopped down. We have our boga, right? Our cracked wheat. We have our mint that we've diced up. We have our green onions, the scallions we diced up. We have our 2 Roma tomatoes that we diced up. We have our Persian cucumber. that we diced up. And here we have a quarter of a cup of olive oil. And here, well, I'm sorry, we have a quarter of a cup of lemon juice, right? You can use lime juice if you want to. And then we have a quarter of a cup of olive oil. Now what we're going to do is start to put this together. So let me rearrange some things. Let's get this put together. Okay, first thing we want to do, add our boga. It's cooled down now. Add that to the parsley. Stir it up. Get it nice and mixed in. Now we're going to add our tomatoes. Add all those in. Mix it. And you see I'm doing this one ingredient at a time, right? You get better control that way. So if it starts to not look the way you want it to look, you can make adjustments. Cucumber in. Green onions, go in. Look at that. Oh man. The aroma is awesome. I can't wait to taste this. Now for the time being, we're going to add half of our mint, okay? Sprinkle it in. Now, the olive oil and the lemon juice or lime juice, whichever one you're using, you can emulsify those together, but it's actually easier to gauge flavor if you do them independently. So I'm going to add the quarter of a cup of olive oil. Mix it. And see, it's not too wet, and I hate to use the word, but there's not too much moisture in it. It's not moist the way you would think, because the Persian cucumbers, they don't have a lot of water in them, right? And the tomatoes, we took out the seeds and most of the water from the innards, okay? Now, we're going to add the lemon juice or lime juice. Add most of that to start. Mix it in. Okay, let me just grab the spoon to taste. Get some of this. Make sure I get a little bit of everything if I can. Okay. I'm pretty good, but I need to add the rest of that lemon juice in there. Swirl that olive oil in there. And I think I will add more of this mint. I just happen to be one of those people that love mint. I mean, if you've seen my other videos, I love my mint. Especially with Greek yogurt, but anyway, that's something else. Let's get this all mixed up. All right. Now we need to put this in the refrigerator to let it chill and let all the flavors meld together. Now there is one other thing, salt, right? You want to season it, but here's the gotcha. You want to make this ahead of time, right? You want to let it chill for a few hours in the refrigerator before you serve it. But the best case scenario is you let it sit in the refrigerator overnight, okay? At least 12 hours if you can, really, right? And before you serve it, at that point, that is when you add the salt, okay? If you add the salt before then, the parsley will start to wilt. The vegetables will start to give off additional liquids, more than you want to have. Will it taste okay? Yeah, but it would just be too wet. You know what I'm saying? It would just be too wet. So just wait, right? Now, having said that, this has been chilled. What I like to do is once I serve it, I put salt on it after it's been plated. So having said that, let's go ahead and plate this bad boy and see what we got. Grab a spoon, get some of this deliciousness right in the middle there. Right? Then we're going to take we have some additional romaine lettuce here. We're just going to put it right here on the side. Just like that. Let me get all these out of the way. Now we're going to add also pita bread. And there we have it. Let's see what we got. Here we have Middle Eastern, or you can say Mediterranean, tabbouleh, right? It's a parsley-based salad. It's real refreshing, a little tart, right? But yet there's sweetness from some of the fruits and vegetables in it. And I say fruits because it has tomatoes in it, and tomato is a fruit, right? Also has cucumbers in it too, but anyway. We have some pita bread here. We have romaine lettuce. I know you're going to enjoy this. And if you like this, give me a thumbs up, right? If you're not already subscribed, hey, join the peanut gallery. Hit that subscribe button. Click that notification bell. If you can, share me out. It helps us tremendously. And also, if we're not connected on Instagram, go to Instagram, put my name in, Shrashira, look for the gray cat, and let's connect. And hey, come back. You know, we leave our arms open, and we'll leave the light on for you so you can find your way back to us, even in the dark. I got to get this going because I know Angela Eats TV, Picky Palates, and I know she's waiting on this, so I need to get this to her before she get on the highway and come after me. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your day.